Right. Okay.
Whenever you're ready to rock and roll, we're on live, sir.
Yeah, good. Okay, real good. Thanks a lot, Brother Chris. And welcome everyone to the Writers Workshop. And this is Good Friday, 2023. God bless you. I hope that you realize just how blessed you are, no matter where you are. And I hope that you are in the spirit of celebrating this Easter weekend when we have an opportunity to celebrate our risen Christ and to understand all that he went through just for us years ago, so that we might have the possibility of life everlasting. Amen and amen. Hope you had yourself a beautiful day today. And I do hope that you will enjoy this program, this broadcast here on The Voice, 17104 Harrisburg. And also, Brother Chris, can I ask you to come in just for a second here real quick? For persons who want to get on the channel,
Sure.
and it just hit me like, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, okay. So, to get on the Wordshop channel or the Life Esteem channel, how do they do that?
Sure. Fantastic. Again, thank you, Dr. Gadsden, for this opportunity. Real quick, just to talk about voicetv.org and specifically the Writers Workshop channel. And don't forget the Life Esteem channel. Again, available 24/7, 365, simply by going to Voice TV. Again, not The Voice TV. It's voicetv.org. Then you search the program guide, just like you would check your guide on your regular, your Fire Stick or on your Xfinity. And you look for those specific channels, either the Writers Workshop channel or the Life Esteem channel. And you click play and enjoy 24/7, 365, anytime night or any time of the day.
Can you demonstrate that for us? I don't know if you can do split screen
Sure.
and just kind of
Sure.
show us
Sure.
like
Not
the
a
Life
problem
is
at all.
Writers Workshop channel. Yeah, that's
Sure.
great.
Okay. So let me see here. So again, you want to type in voicetv.org, voicetv.org. Then right from there, you'll see the flyer that talks about, a lot of the programs that's on there, including yourself. So you scroll on down. Then you'll start to see all the channels start to populate right here in this little window here.
Okay.
All right. So this is actually the Voice Community channel, which has a smorgasbord of all the clients and all the broadcasters that we have on the Voice itself. So this gives you a sample of what all of our programming looks like. So this is the program guide down here at the bottom. So again, you scroll down to the Writers Workshop. You click, highlight it, and you see you and your wife on there talking about Life Esteem, and over there at Arlington Avenue, your offices and your businesses over there. So that's actually on live, and you can actually scroll the TV guide over, see what's playing, what time of day, what's playing, what time of night. And it's on 24/7, 365. So that's the Writers Workshop channel there.
Okay.
And a lot of your...
Look like I need to send you some more things to put on there.
Sure, that would be great.
Okay.
And a lot of your poets, a lot of our regulars would be surprised if they've ever done any videos or any kind of workshops or any kind of teachings or spoken word on YouTube. We have a lot of the artists that are featured every week on the Writers Workshop doing other things as far as poetry and writing is concerned. So don't be surprised. You turn into the Writers Workshop channel and you may see yourself on there. You may see Sister Wendy, you may see Sister Ro, you may see Maria Chow as well. Now, as far as the Life Esteem channel, so again, you want to scroll the TV guide over, and you'll see Life Esteem Live. Click Life Esteem Live. So let's see. Well, actually, we got a video on there that's unplayable, and that happens from time to time.
Okay.
Sometimes there's copyrights on some of the videos, so I'll have to take a look and see why that video isn't playing at this specific time. But as you see, as that goes off at 7:30, at 7:45, you'll see you and your brother is actually going to be on. You're going to be interviewing your brother, Nathan Gadsden, at 7:45 p.m. So when that video goes off, for whatever reason, it's unplayable. But the next video on will be 7:45. That will be you interviewing your brother on your TV show that you've had many years, the Life Esteem TV as well. So just go to voicetv.org. Simply either look for the Writers Wordshop channel or the Life Esteem channel. Click play and enjoy. You can't foul it up.
Okay, great. Appreciate that. Thank you.
No worries at all. And I had that flyer as well, but I have to pull it up for you. I didn't have it.
Okay,
On
great.
display right away.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot, Brother Chris.
No worries at all, sir. My
All right
pleasure.
now. Right. So that's the Voice TV. And again, he just said voicetv.org. And you can pull up different, different channels. And, two of the channels that are on there are the Writers Workshop channel and also, Life Esteem. And I will be sending Brother Chris more, content, if you will, so that we can have that thing filled up pretty nicely. And you can enjoy the Writers Workshop at any time, day or night, here on voicetv.org. All right, good stuff. So we have coming up tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, from 11 until about 4. We'll see how long we stay out there. It's going to be a Easter egg hunt for, Easter, and it's the day before Easter, of course, and we're going to have ourselves a good time. Brother Neil, how you doing, man?
How you doing, Nate? Good.
All right, real good. Glad you joined me, man. Yeah, I was just saying that tomorrow we're going to have an Easter egg hunt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, out in 900 South Arlington Avenue here in Harrisburg. So go from 11 until 4. We have some vendors. We're going to have some food, of course, and people selling different things, but also kids will be able to come out and just enjoy themselves. And there's our little flyer there from 11 to 4, and we hope the young folks to come out. Notice that it has different times on there. So 12:30 to 12:45, 4 years old and under. And then from 12:45 to 1 p.m., anywhere, young people 5 years old or to 8 years old. And then from 1:15 to 1:30, 9-year-olds to 12-year-olds. And we have a bunch of eggs, and they'll be able to get out there and grab some eggs, and get some candy and all that kind of good stuff. It should be fun. We're going to have an Easter bunny out there so people can take pictures and, all that good stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. So anyhow,
those eggs are really expensive now, so that's a real treat to find.
Well, we ain't doing the hard-boiled eggs. We getting them plastic eggs with the candy inside, brother. I'm telling y'all right now. And also, we may have some fruit out there as well and all that stuff. I just hope we have enough eggs. You have like 1,000 eggs, but you're thinking, how many people gonna actually show up? And then kids be grabbing them eggs when they go around, picking them up and everything. Should be a lot of fun. So hoping folks will come out. We'll just, keep adding to it. Yeah, man. But anyhow, that's what we're doing. We have some music out there too. My son's setting up the music. What do you call the generator and the boom box, and may get some poets on the microphone there if we can have some poets in the house. Do a little of that too. So yeah. But how you doing?
Well, I'm doing well. Just busy, but very well. Yeah.
All right, man. That's good. Yeah, busy is good, man. The more I look at it, when I'm not busy, I feel like, well, you know what I mean? I got to be doing something. You know what I mean? Even if I'm just relaxing with the wife watching a program or something, it has to be focused, doing something, man. But I need to get more to the writing piece though. So, and I know that's what you're all about. In fact, I saw where someone gave you a nice compliment when they gave you a review.
Oh yeah. That was with Reader's Favorite.
Okay.
I entered their contest. The winners will be announced in September, and they did a review on my book, The Storyteller.
Yeah.
And they gave me 5 stars on it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah,
she was very excited about it. The review.
That's good. Well, man, good stuff, man. You want it, brother. I tell you, that's the way to do it. But you said they're actually going to announce the winners in September.
Yeah, September is when they announced the winners.
Okay.
I won my debut novel won back in 2020, but they had the COVID, and I wasn't able to go down to Miami and walk across stage and get my award. So they set it up for me to go the following year, which is 2021, but COVID was still going on, so I ended up missing out. So I just they just mailed me my medal.
I didn't realize that it sounds like it's a pretty big affair, man.
It is. It's a big thing, man. It's
nice.
Reader's Favorite. is a really big thing. It's one of the few that allow independents to participate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those contests, they only allow traditional publishers. So some of the major ones, big ones, they only allow traditional publishers to be able to get in.
Yeah.
This one has traditional publishers and independent.
Nice. That's where it should be, you know.
Yeah, that's where it should be, right?
Yeah, a book is a book, man. Come on, you know. And a lot of people are doing independent work these days, and they're great writers, you know. So give them a shot. Absolutely. Well, that's all right, man. That's all right. Well, we are going to have in Harrisburg here on April the 16th. We're going to have our annual youth poetry showcase. And we have some nice, you know, things lined up. We hope it's all for high school students, 9th grade through 12th grade. We hope to get a lot of good, you know, poets out and everything. But we're also featuring Brother Tiger Rose, who's an excellent poet and a community activist here. And I was glad you reached out to me, and we're going to bring the brother in. And also a young lady, and I don't have her name. I know it's on the flyer that we have out there. She's only in the 4th grade. And apparently she did some spoken word at her school, and they just went wild over her. And so they contacted me and said, you know, you got to hear this young lady. So I said, well, you know, we have a platform for her. So we're going to feature her on April the 16th as well. That's a Sunday. Okay. And it's from 12 noon until 4 p.m. And the showcase itself will probably start right around 1:30 to between 1:30 to 2 o'clock. And we hope that people come out. It's all free. We have vendors and, you know, great poetry. But also, I met a young lady today, and we're hoping that we can get her to perform for us. She is from Liberia, Africa, and she's a singer. And they say she's very good. And so she wants to get herself out there here. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to give her a platform if she's willing to take advantage of it, you know, and bring a little culture, African culture to the thing, you know. Get some music up in there, so that'll be great. Yeah. So there's a couple of things going on here, man. You know, and there's other stuff too. There's a lot of things happening, and you know, I hope people will take advantage of them. A lot of Easter egg hunts, a lot of just different programs. Period. You know, get out there and get involved, people. Whatever you do, get involved. And by the way, speaking to the writers, you know, I hope that you know you have decided to come out of the closet and dust that stuff off and let people see it. And what you have to say does matter. And we hope that you, you know, you closet writers will endeavor to step out and reveal thyself. And come on, even on this platform here, man, just come on and join the Wordshop, and, you know, spin your words, talk about what you're doing, you know, learn from people like Neil and others who come on, and, you know, they've been on this road for a while, you know, so come on and take a chance too. Why not? You know, so, hey, man, make it happen, man. Yeah. So have you had a lot of people contact you in terms of, you know, wanting to be writers, and they ask you how did you do it or whatever, Neil?
I've had a few who have on Facebook, to some of the different groups I've been in, I'm you know, that I'm connected with, and there's been some people who have helped, who reached out to me. One brother from Africa, he wanted to participate in he wanted his story to be put into a contest.
Okay.
He didn't have money to have it edited. So I had my editor do it.
Nice.
Edited it for him and sent it to him. And then there's a couple other people who've asked me, you know, just advice and things. And the biggest advice I can tell them, man, is to, you know, be yourself and you know, write what you know, write what you feel, and always take constructive criticism. Don't get upset if someone say, "Oh, you know," you ask them why. You know, what do you think, and then just, you know, be objective in it.
Yeah.
And there's some that you know you need to embrace that constructive criticism, because it can only make you better.
Absolutely. You know, and that's the thing that a lot of people struggle with. I'll never forget a sister who came into Harrisburg, and she just had style, and she was a great writer and everything. And so she finally finished her novel, and she sent it to me, and she wanted me to, you know, check it out and everything. And then she was talking about it. Well, she got a publisher that was really excited about it, and they wanted to make a few suggestions to her. And she was not having it, man. She wanted it, no suggestion whatsoever. And the sad reality is she never brought the novel out. And that was an excellent story. It was inspiring, it was well written. I said, what are you doing, And she said, well, I'm just that kind of person. I just said, what? Well, I didn't get that at all. And later on, when I talked to her years later, no, she just kind of put it on the shelf. And I said, are you kidding me? That's a brilliant story. And it was based on a true events. Sad, when you had that kind of attitude that you can't take, constructive criticism or just a little bit of editing or whatever. Yeah, real sad. What can you do? So there are a lot of people, man, who take their gifts with them to their grave, And it's like, sis, I know you're gonna put that book out one of these days. Come on now. So far, I've never seen it. We haven't talked in years, but what can you do? What can you do? So
That's like
good
what
advice.
Jesus said, hiding the candle under the bed.
Yeah. 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 Your light will not shine.
Yeah.
Probably burn the bed down.
Goddamn waste. That's right. Burn the bed. Burn the bed. But it's just like, so I mean, that's those are things that we have to, I understand some of the writers' position as far as dealing with editors and being concerned about them removing the heart and soul of their book. And because that was one of my concerns. That's why I didn't go traditional publishing off the top, because I didn't want anything happening where they just remove the heart and soul of my book. I mean, I would be vulnerable. I didn't want to do that.
Right.
But then you just publish it yourself. If that's the case.
That's right. That's right. Just publish it.
You just publish it yourself. But you don't let it just sit on the shelf.
Oh,
you
man.
don't, because then you've been defeated. So that's the way of that negative work. Because obviously you tell me she had a great story.
Oh, yeah.
So that was something that positive that could come out into the world. And the devil suppresses that. Well, he doesn't want that to come out into the world. So he uses the weakness within herself to she ended up putting it on the shelf.
On the shelf, man. I mean, it's like, what are you dealing with here?
So the force of negativity wins.
Yeah. And then all that hard work and creativity and research that she put into that bad boy, it's like, are you kidding me? Like you said, do it yourself then, do it yourself. So, yeah, there was a brother who stopped me once. I told the story before, and he owned a little repair shop, a TV repair shop, right on the corner of 4th and we call Pfeffer Street. Small little place. And I always kind of saw him in there, didn't know much about him. Turns out he was one of the Negro Baseball League greats here in the Harrisburg area. And he played up in Canada, plus he played here in Pennsylvania. And he wanted to tell that story of all that he had gone through, which was an incredible story. And by the way, his son is an incredible filmmaker. He's done very well, the Fordhams. And so I knew Danny, his son, but he has other sons too, but I knew Danny. And then when he told me, he said, well, that's my son. What? Okay. And I didn't put two and two together. So we started talking. So he said, well, the reason why I called you in here is, I know you do poetry and different things. He said, I want to, get my book out, but I can't seem to get a publisher and blah, blah. I said, Mr. Fordham, you may want to, publish it yourself. No, blah, 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 this kind of thing. Took him a year to finally come around. He did that book, and it was about baseball. Had a beautiful picture on the front. I don't know who did his cover for him, but it was outstanding. And he ends up on the front page of our paper, which is called the Patriot News. And then the book just took off. Everyone started talking about it, and everyone knew him and liked him and did not know his story. And so next thing I know, he's on TV, he's on radio. I mean, he really did the rounds. He was up in age. He eventually did pass. But before he passed, he got his flowers, man, because book was well written. He did it the right way, got a really good editor. The whole bit, I turned him on to a couple of people. We actually published it through the Writers Wordshop. But and that was just, we had a thing called Wordshop Press at the time. But all I did was turn him on to all the different people he needed, from the printer to the editor to this and that. And he told his story, told it well. So I tell people all the time, a whole bunch of people in the world these days is self-publishing. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, you can make a lot of mileage out of self-publishing because of the internet now and other ways to promote yourself. Yeah, just do it the right way. Yeah. So Yeah. So anyhow, to all the closet writers out there, don't think for a minute that what you have to say is not valuable. It is. And you'd be surprised how well you can tell a story, especially when you take the advice that Brother Owens has said. Be yourself, write about something and that excites you. And if you can write about it and get the right, team behind you, it's amazing. You'll be telling other people's story as well.
Right,
No,
right.
you're
That's
telling
right.
other people's story. No question, man.
And I must. One of the things that has disturbed me a bit is that a lot of Black brothers, man, aren't readers. I've run into a lot who don't read. They don't read books, man. Black women read books, but a lot of Black men don't read books. A lot of young Black men don't read books. I mean, it's been disturbing, man, because I've approached a lot of, in the universities and, they don't read books, man.
Yeah. Well, there's something to be said about fiction and nonfiction. That's the other thing. And you do have to find those pockets of people who are the readers. I mean, that's the key. Remember, we were on the continent of Africa and they were talking about the African writers. We went to this conference and all that. And they were saying that when I write, I don't write for the continent of Africa, even though I'm here in Africa. They said because the illiteracy rate was so high at that time. And, this is back in the 80s. And they said, so when you write, you're hoping that, the folks in America, Europe and other parts of the world will, pick up the book, and you hope that it will catch on in Africa, but that was not the market. That was not the, the venue that they had in mind, because people just weren't reading. They had other issues to deal with, poverty and all that. That's very real. So, but we have to nurture them. So one of the things we do, and the guy, Floyd Stokes, he does this thing called 500 Men Reading. So we go into the schools and we read, and he wants to show all these men, because to your point, and we've been doing this now, Floyd's probably been doing this about 20 years, and he's had some big names coming here, Sonia Sanchez, what's her name, Nikki Giovanni. He's had them all. He's had a lot of, great writers coming in. He does a summer camp, by the way. He's doing it this year. I think he said June the 10th through the 14th, and he gets about 100 kids out there. But he really emphasizes men. So he started off with 100 men reading, now with 500 men reading. And we go into all the area schools. And he wants men to read so that they can see men reading, And most of us are Black men. I mean, he has a mixture of everybody. And he's gone to all 50 states promoting this thing over the years. He started a thing called Super Reader. He has the American Literacy Council Corporation, American Literacy Corporation. And he created a character called Super Reader, and he just put out another book. He's married to a Brazilian sister, and both of them, they're premiering there. He has probably about 40 children's books he's done at this point. And then he has his wife now, and now they put together a book. And all his books tell stories about something that is educational as well. So gardening and food and all that kind of stuff, that's his latest book. And I noticed that he has it in both English, and I think he may have it in Spanish as well for Brazil. But he's having a big event. He's going to have, some Brazilian music and all that kind of stuff. His wife has one book. He has another book. And he'll try to get he'll reach out to the 500 men that read. He also does every single day, 365 days a year. His daughter, who's in college right now, is still running it. But every day at 11 o'clock, from 11 until, I think it's 11:30 or 12 o'clock, one or two, they have somebody come on and will read on the internet, and they read to children, to adults, whatever. He's been doing some pretty interesting things, man. But his whole emphasis, like I said, is around that men. So we probably need more people doing that kind of thing. The 500 Men Reading. I know they took it down to York, Pennsylvania as well. Guy from here who used to come out here took it back, to York. And York is only about 20, 25 miles away from Harrisburg. But that's the kind of thing needs to spread out throughout the country, man. I'm telling you, because we do need more men reading. No question about it. Yeah. No question, man. We have a guy named Joe Bedard, too, white guy who does a great job. He literally buys books through First Book, I think it's called, and he can get like 25 cents on the per book, and he buys them in bulk. He just gave me 60 of Amanda Gorman's book to give away, and he always wants you to just give them away. And he comes to all of our events. He'll set up big tables, and he gets top-notch books, man, all brand new, and he gives them out to the more lower income communities.
Mm-hmm.
And he always tries to recruit men to do it because of that same thing. He wants to show men actually promoting reading and writing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, one guy I'd like to get on here one day. He's gotten really big now, but Kwame Alexander. Have you heard of Kwame?
No.
He's a poet, but also he's written a number of, I think he has a couple of books one of his books has been made into a movie. It's going to be on, I think it's on Showtime or it's on Netflix. I think it's maybe Netflix, but it's a series, and it's called The Crossover. And that was one of his
Crossover. Yeah, that's going to be on, that's streaming on Disney, actually.
Disney. And that's Kwame Alexander, man. He used to come to the Wordshop all the time. He's out of Virginia. And his dad and I roomed together way before when Kwame was just a little kid. His dad and I were rooming together down in Cuba. And then we were roommates, I think, in Grenada as well. And he said, yeah, man, I have a son who likes poetry. I'm not into poetry. I'm a historian, this kind of thing. His dad is E. Curtis Alexander, great writer. And so, Kwame's doing it, man. They, got the movie now and all that. Got to, hopefully get him on here one night. Talk about all the work he's doing.
Yeah, that's definitely where you want to be, and that's good. That's powerful what he's doing.
Yeah, he's serious writer, man. He did a conference up here once with the Writers Workshop that was second to none. He brought in so many great stars, man. Thelma from Good Times and all these stars who have written books. And then we had vendors from all over the place. They came from everywhere at the State Museum, and we turned it out. It was great. I think he thought he maybe could make more money and stuff, but Harrisburg's not Washington, D.C. or Baltimore. You know what I mean? You have so many more people to draw from. But we did well. I thought we did excellent, in fact, so yeah. But anyhow, that's what's happening here. So folks, I hope that you'll come out on April the 16th. Don't forget now, and it starts at 12 and goes until 4. And it is the Youth Poetry Showcase. And these are high school students that we're trying to entice. First place prize will be $250. There you go. That's the flyer. Thank you, Brother Chris. Second place will be $100, and third place will be $50. But all the young people that participate will get some kind of walk away bag or something like that. And we're going to try to bring a lot of those young people on the various platforms we have, like here on The Voice with the Wordshop, and give them a chance to do their poetry, on the air. And so that kind of stuff, so please come out. It's a free program. Come out and root them on, man. Yeah. So anyhow, I don't know if you want to do any reading tonight, Brother Neil. I know that I don't know if Rose is going to join us tonight or not. I know that they're getting closer and closer to their outstanding play called Hair Story, written by Maria Chow, poet Maria Chow, writer Maria Chow, and then also directed by Ro Brady, and then some other good folks. I can't call the name, but anyhow, it's going to be quite a production. It's going to take place May the 4th through the 10th. The last 2 days will actually be dedicated to the schools. They'll be going into the schools, but from the 4th through the 8th will be public showings of the play called Hair Story, written by Maria Chow, who actually interviewed a number of African American women about their hair and the stories that were associated with their hair. And then she turned it into a choreo poem. And they've been working this thing for the last 3-4 months, getting it together. And the buzz is really out there for this play. So look forward to that. Also, hats off to Sankofa 21 Theater, Sankofa African American Theater. I keep saying 21, that's a different group. Sankofa African American Theater with Sharia Ben, founded by Sharia Ben, who's one of the premier actresses here in the Harrisburg area. But she could go anywhere in the country as far as I'm concerned. She's really good. But anyhow, they're being honored by the Harrisburg Theater organization that does a big gala every year. They're honoring 2 different organizations, and the Sankofa African Theater Company is being honored. And that's coming up real soon. But anyhow, they also just had 2 outstanding plays, one called Anne and Emmett. It was about Anne Frank and Emmett Till. And I didn't get a chance to see them, and I could kick myself for that, but we had other programs that we were going to, but they said it was outstanding. The writing was really powerful, and they said the acting was even better. And then also they did one called The Eighth Ward Part 2. And the Eighth Ward was an all-Black community that was annexed by the Capitol complex here, because we're the capital city, they built this big Capitol complex, and they displaced all those Black churches and Black homes and all that. So they tell the story about the Eighth Ward. And I understand that this last production was just, phenomenal. So anyhow, hats off to them. A lot of great writing, and then a lot of great acting. And it takes a lot to put on the play, as you know, but they did it up nicely, man. Did it up nicely. And I've pretty much seen everything that they've done except these last 2 productions. So we'll get a chance to see them one day, I'm sure. But anyhow, man, anything good for the order? Anything else popping?
No, I mean, just staying positive, man, and and praying and keeping God and first in my life and all of that. That's the most important thing, and just dealing with everything that's going on, and being excited about the 2 brothers, man, down in Tennessee that because I was listening to their speech on the floor, and both of them, man, was delivering, I mean, strong, and especially Pearson, the brother with the afro.
Yeah. I
mean, man, he was laying it down, man.
Yes, he was.
He was laying it down, and it's really just, it's like I keep saying how this country is changing, and I've been talking about this for years, and it's starting to just come into play, man. I mean, this stuff, this is some real stuff going on. And these people, man, it's like you're telling them 2 brothers, man, look, y'all don't come in here doing it. Y'all stay your place, keep yourself quiet, don't be, I mean, and they refuse to do that, man. So they're out there. And that's right, and that's good. It ain't, I mean, it's, man, we gotta really, huh?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, we gotta really see what's happening, man. I mean, these people trying to take us back. They're trying to take us back to those days, man, where we don't want to be.
And it just amazes me that even Black folk walk around here with their head in the sand, talking, this yin yang stuff and all that. God wants us to tell the truth and to be on vigilant, to be on watch.
Right.
I mean, the devil can rear his ugly head anytime he wants to, and always does. And if we can't tell the truth about what's happening, then we become complicit with Satan, as far as I'm concerned, because that's how evil continues to flourish. So here you are, you have 2 Black men and a white woman all protesting at the same time.
Right.
The 2 Black men are ousted, the white woman's not.
Right.
People say, well, and they come up with stories. Well, what? I mean, how blatant can you be? It's just like, what?
I don't know, man.
I mean, they do it in plain sight, and then
plain sight, man. Plain sight. Doing it in plain sight. You right? That's right. Plain sight.
Yeah. Just call it what it is. It's just, but they so good at it now and so comfortable with it. It's like Chauvin sitting on, George Floyd's neck. He was just comfortable, man.
Yeah, comfortable. Didn't care a bit.
Yeah, he seems so nonchalant about it. It's like, well, of course I can do this.
I mean, this is right. I mean, that's back to the 50s, man, the lynching days. Yeah. I mean, that's how they acted.
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. But we have all these pundits, talking heads and trying to make us see something we're not seeing. You're looking at it, you see it, but you don't really see what you think you see. Okay, all right. So how many more people got to die who don't have a gun, who are not trying to, but they roll up on them and they figure out how to shoot them, and they shoot them, and then they say, well, I felt threatened. And that's it, Now a couple of them, they've been jailed, but most of them, no, they're still getting away with the same old stuff. Yeah. They just had a thing on the day. I have no idea if it's black, white, whoever. But think about this. They break into the wrong house, the police do. This was in Texas. And they just had on the news right before we came on tonight. and they went to the wrong address. They go in, the guy comes to the door because there's all this banging and stuff. So he comes to the door with his rifle. They start shooting at the guy immediately. He's the wrong address. He's coming out to protect his own. The wife didn't know what was going on. She starts firing back. She had no idea they were police officers. And then finally, when the dust clears and everything, he's dead. They killed this man in his own home, and he has the right to protect his home. But they went to the wrong address. And instead of saying, whatever they supposed to say, they just blew him away. Okay, it's a mistake, but how do you make these mistakes? And then I'm sure they're going to figure out a way to cover it up. They're going to say something.
Oh, they're going to cover it up, yeah.
Man, oh man, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
They shoot first and then want to try to justify something.
Yeah. Especially if you black, man.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they shoot.
Now let's flip for a second here though, because I heard something else that, man, how do you listen? It's 6 kids in a car. The car apparently is stolen. This has happened. They just found the 6 kids in the car. 3 of them turn on the other 3, kill them. They're between the ages of 12 and 17.
Yeah.
They kill the other 3 kids and then throw their bodies in a river. They just found the 3 bodies. And they have 2 of the boys and the 1 boy is on the run. What in the world, man? 12 to 17 years old.
Ain't that something?
They all joyriding, and they decide they turn on each other, and 3 of them get killed by the 3 so-called friends. They ditch the bodies in the river. The world's going, man. The world's going crazy, brother.
Yeah, it is, man.
Absolutely crazy. And I don't know. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay, so that's Lillian Bates, and the young people are coming on tonight. And so they need me to text them the Zoom link. So I'm going to do that right now, my brother, as we are talking. And I'm just going to text it to her. Folks, this is our, what you call youth, Writers Workshop Youth Night. And we always have young people come on from a program called True. The Bates, they do a great job of, working with us and everything. And so anyhow, let me pull this on real quick. There's Lillian Bates and Angela Bates. Let me see if I can get, okay, here we go. Zoom link, okay. All right. Give me 1 second. In fact, I'm gonna ask Brother Chris, can you put on our first video for tonight? And I'll send the Zoom link in to the Bates. Thank you so much.
Woman and black. Doctor and woman, doctor and black woman, doctor. Doctor, we need a doctor. Is there anyone on this plane that can help? How can you be both doctor and black woman? They told her step back, they asked for credentials. What's at the top of the differential? Physician, unlikely. They did not look like me, they did not speak like me, and yet it only took me 3 years on this earth to realize the physician was what I was destined to be. It took you 10 seconds to decimate 10 plus years of my training. I do not have my credentials, but this man's vitals are waning. They told her step back. How can you be both doctor and black? I asked myself the same. When they call me by name, I will say, not Stacy, but Chica. Chica Stacy if you insist. But you would be remiss if you thought I would divorce myself from this African bloodline. When I step into this white coat, I am more black than ever. I will remember the days when they laughed at my features, broad nose, dark skin, and kinks, caused my confidence to shrink when they asked me, did they make it easier for you to get in here? Juxtaposed against these white walls, the message was clear. Woman, black, prestigious school of medicine, home to the discovery of insulin. My existence in this lineage felt like insolence, managing the dissonance of my identity. Enigma at the epicenter of diversity, code switching with urgency. Shedding the layers of culture off my tongue, carefully dissecting the vernacular. My speech becomes a disembodied phantom of my being that I fail to resuscitate. Code blue and the deep hues of my skin remind me that this is more like code black. meaning that there's an imminent threat. Suspicious object found on hospital grounds. They asked me if I felt pangs of regret being the only black body in a sea of 259 students. They advised me, remain diligent, prudent, for the margin of error is insignificant when you dare be woman and black, when you dare be opinionated. They'll misconstrue your passion for attitude, your conviction for aggression when speaking on oppression, so be black, but not radical. Shonda says we have to work twice as hard to get half as much, so work 4 times that. Think logic, think practical, think woman, black, physician in training. My patience is draining when I instead deviate towards hypotheticals. What am I supposed to do when I encounter bigotry in this field and their condition is critical? How do I learn how to deal with internalizing racism and sexism during rounds? When do I learn how to heal? Is there even an option? They told me, proceed with caution, for there is no formal training when navigating the coarse waters of medicine as woman and black, doctor and woman, doctor and black woman, doctor, we need a doctor. Is there anyone on this plane that can help? How can you be doctor and black woman? I quickly say back, I know of nothing else than to become physician in the face of doubt, to be fearlessly melanin when the world begs otherwise, and to be feminine when my narrative is challenged and my abilities are called into question. I will stand at the intersection of my identities and I will say, I am woman, I am black, I am doctor, and I am here.
That's good. Real good. Hey, true folks, how you doing? Mr. Gillian, hey, there you go. Hey, everybody. All right. That's a good piece, Chris. Thank you for lifting that up. Hey, how you doing, Eric? Okay. All right. So glad to see the folks out tonight. This is our youth night. Oh, wait a minute, they got some grub down up in there. What? That looks good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they treating them real right, man. Well, while you're getting your grub on, that's a good thing. Miss Angela, I see you back there. How you doing? All right. You're muted right now.
Hello, I had you on mute.
Yeah.
But we want to say hello. They're just eating their food right now, but they're listening. And
That's good.
I'm sure some of them have something that they want to read out.
Okay, that's excellent.
Excellent.
But
Then we
let me
have
say this.
Then we have Torn on from North Carolina, so we have
Nice.
all over.
Okay. Hey, how you doing? All right.
North Carolina, my neck of the woods. Where in
That's
North
right.
Carolina are you?
They're in Cary.
Cary.
The Cary, Raleigh, Durham area.
Oh, Raleigh. Okay, yeah. I'm not that far from Raleigh. High Point.
No, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Keep it going. But listen, I don't know how many of the students are from 9th grade through 12th grade, but we have this wonderful contest coming up, Youth Poetry Showcase on April the 16th, which is a Sunday. And, we hope that all of you will sign up and participate. The first place prize is $250. The second prize is $100, and the third place is $50. And everybody that participates will receive, a gift bag and all that good stuff. So we're hoping that you will come out and participate, sign up first, and then participate in the Youth Poetry Showcase on Sunday, April the 16th, 12 p.m. until 4 p.m. The showcase itself will start around 1:30 p.m. And we're going to have vendors and we're going to have music and entertainment. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we hope y'all come out. But I need some folks to sign up though, okay? Young poets, budding poets, come out and win that money. Come out and just have some fun. Hey, listen, this is Mr. Neil Owens. He's on tonight. I'm so glad he's from North Carolina. And he is a novelist, and he has some award-winning novels, in fact, that I'm asking him to talk a little bit about the process of writing. And I understand some of you have something that you want to read tonight. Is that true? Anybody? Good, good, good. Okay, excellent. Fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your readings and all that stuff. Miss Pearl, how you doing? I see Miss Pearl back there. Good, good. Well, while they're getting their grub on, Brother Neil, we'll just talk to them as, you know, they're doing what they're doing. So these are budding writers, and if you had some advice to them, now that they're on, Brother Neil, what would you say to the young writers that are out there today who may think that, you know, I don't know if I could write a book, I don't know if I could do a novel? What would you say to them?
You know, believe in yourself and stick to it and go for it, you know, and don't stop. Don't stop because someone tells you you're not good, or someone tells you that's not poetry. That's not the way you're supposed to present poetry. As I say all the time, there is no correct way to do the right thing. There is no correct way to do the right thing. So do it your style, your own style, and trust it. Because there's people out in this society that try to make you fit you into a thing and say, this is how you're supposed to do. This is the way you're supposed to be. Supposed to be this way, supposed to be that way. It's like the poem we just listened to from the Black woman. And she said, you know, be Black, but not radical. I mean, this is how they present, that's how they came at her. Yeah, be Black, but not radical. You know, and that's what goes back to the brothers down in Tennessee. Yeah, you can be Black, but don't be radical. You know, don't bring the truth. You go ahead and just be there, but just, you know, don't bring the truth. That's why they got all this stuff, man. They don't want us to learn about Black history and all. I mean, all this stuff is going on.
Yes, it is.
I mean, this is what's happening in this country.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about the youth anyway, because that is what makes everything happen, the youth. And that's one of my second book, and I call it The Fight for Political Power, Mirror's Life Fight for Political, and it's about mobilizing the youth to get into politics and mold it. Because the people who make the laws control the country.
Yeah.
So if Black people are now in there making the laws, and that's everything in your city, in your state, and you start making the laws, then it's your country. And so it's good to see young Blacks out there being in politics, making it, and they're not selling out. They are being themselves. They sticking to their guns. I mean, and that's what's strong. That's how we have been. That's how we've overcome everything since we've been brought into this country as slaves. Is that we stuck to our guns. No matter how much they whipped us, the brothers kept running. And that's a powerful thing, man. They kept getting whipped, but they kept running. I mean,
well, you know, one of the tools we have has been great writers. So people like James Baldwin and others who have come along and have told the story from a powerful way. So how do you tell the story, man? Break it down. You've written books, but what is the formula that you use, and how do you construct a good, powerful story? Because that's kind of like why they're here tonight.
See it as it is, because you want it to be real, and you're speaking from something that you know, something that you feel, and put it all together. And one of the most biggest things is you want to be realistic, especially if you're writing, when you're writing a book and you're writing a fictional book, you want it to feel real. You want that imagination to feel real. You want that impact there because it's realistic. You don't want to go out there and you have characters that's not realistic. You don't want them saying things that isn't realistic. You want it all to fit in as though, wow, it's real. This is really what's happening, so that I'm actually experiencing this. And this is something that's really happening, you know, and that's the key to it. So you have to be real. It's like when they deliver your poetry. It's real. And it's the emotion and what you saying and how you saying it. I mean, all of that impacts it all, and it's the feeling, because everything you feel, you see. It becomes a vision, becomes vivid. And that's important. So you're dealing with that, making that feeling, and that's critical.
Do you do research for your books?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do research. There's things that I know, but I do research, because you want to. It depends on what your story is and what you're doing. Some of your research, basically, some of your stuff can be past experiences and so on and so on. But when you're writing a big novel, you definitely want to do some research. You're writing about Wall Street. You want to do some research on Wall Street. You're writing about Black Wall Street. You want to do some research on Black Wall Street. So you definitely need, if you're writing about something historical, you have to do research on it. I mean, it's very, very important that you do research, because again, that adds into the realism and putting your story together and how you're doing the whole piece. Having that research so that you know what you're saying.
Do you ever find yourself interviewing people concerning a particular topic, or whatever subject matter? Is that part of the research process, interviewing live people?
Yes, that is a part of the research. Interviewing people, conversation, talking. I mean, it's going online. It's everything. I mean, research is just having your ears open. You're listening. It's very important to listen. One of the things that a lot of folks fail to realize, that listening is experiencing. And experiencing is growth. It's like when your parent tell your child, don't speak to strangers. So when that situation comes up, a stranger appeared to me, my mother told me not to speak to a stranger. That's what I mean by listening. That's an experience. If no one told them that, then the stranger come in and talk to you, then you start speaking to them. Because no one told you not to speak to a stranger. So, that's why I say listening is experiencing. Experiencing is growth.
Okay. I do want to say to the True Group that we have some books. The poem of, that was the inaugural poem, that was written by Amanda Gorman, who was the Youth Poet Laureate for the United States. I have a number of books, and I want to make sure that you all get a copy, okay? So I'll make sure that Miss Pearl, Miss Lillian, Miss Angela, they get hold of the books, and you'll get a copy. How many are we talking about, folks? Angela?
There's about 12 students.
Okay, so I'll make sure all 12 get a copy of that book.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me see, do I have it here? I have it here somewhere. But yeah, so we'll make sure you get a copy. Here it is. This is what I'm referring to. Okay, The Hill We Climb. That's her on the back. And she was delivering what's your name? Yeah. Great poem. It's one poem. The Hill We Climb. Okay. And that's courtesy of Joe Bedard and the American Central Pennsylvania Literacy Council. You'll make sure to get those. All right. So did you have any questions for Mr. Neil Owens tonight? I know you guys are eating and everything, but did you have any questions about the writing process or writing a novel or anything like that? Anybody? You're muted right now if you do have one, just to let you know.
Oh, I was just talking to them about what you were saying about research, and even in school, when you're doing your papers and stuff, research comes into play. So as we're hearing that when people are writing books and telling stories, they also do research to make sure it's more real. Like when I'm reading a book and they say that something would happen in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, I want to see some Harrisburg, Pennsylvania streets, names that I can recognize, places that I can recall. Like I want to see that. If you tell me something's happening in Philadelphia, I want to know what we're at. I know Philadelphia, so I need to know some real actual stuff to make it more real for me.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
By the way, the latest Harrisburg magazine should be out now for April. And I'm proud to say that I have a poem in there that kind of speaks directly to this. I did a little research for that particular poem. And so they did print it. So check it out. Anyhow, it's in there. The latest Harrisburg magazine. Thanks to brother Randy Gross, who does all the editing for the Harrisburg magazine. He contacted me a couple months ago and asked me if I would do one. April is Poetry Month. And so he asked me to be the featured poet for Poetry Month. And so put that in there. I'm really proud of that. Anyhow, that's what's going on there. So I know we want to get to, I'm going to ask that we show another video. We only saw one thus far. And then after that, since you're eating and everything, we'll have some of you who are going to read tonight, if you can, and then hopefully one of the things we'll do tonight is do a list poem. We'll talk about what is a list poem and see if we can construct one. Each one of you can try to construct a list poem tonight, okay? We'll talk about that. But I did see one hand go up that's going to read tonight. Is that right? At least one. Maybe there's going to be more. Oh, you're okay. There you go. All right. So why don't we see? Would you like to read now, or would you read after we show the video? You can read now. You're mute right now, so we can't hear.
Yep, she said she's.
I have it ready now if you'd like to hear it now.
Let's hear it now.
Sure.
That'd be great. Okay. Appreciate you. Mhm.
I have multiple. I started working on I want to publish a poetry book. So I started working on writing my own poem. Maybe like one a day, one a week.
Yeah.
So I just wrote two new ones. I'm going to share this one. This one is called, I just wrote this within the past couple of weeks. It's called A Sea Full of Sharks. So it says, don't be an anchor in a sea full of sharks. Don't be a liar in a room full of lies. Don't be a snake in a garden full of serpents. Don't be a storm in a sky full of clouds. Don't be an echo in a room full of voices. Don't be the smoke in a room full of fire. Don't try to be perfect in a world full of imperfections. Don't be the dampener in our room full of confidence. Don't be an anchor in a sea full of sharks. Believe me when I tell you that you are indeed a work of art.
I have a question. What is the name of that poem? What's the name of that poem? I missed the name again. What's the name of the poem?
It's called A Sea Full of Sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sea full of sharks. That's a good poem. That's good.
I mean, that's very the imagery is very good in that, because you want to be able to see, and you can also see and feel what you're saying in those words, those short words. You can see and feel it all. I mean, that's a very powerful statement, very powerful poem, and you delivered it well.
Thank
you. And so that's right there is super talent.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's super talent.
So here's what I want to ask you to do, though. A lot of times people do this for whatever reason, and anybody can do it. Your ending should be powerful, but it sounds like you trailed off at the end. So I actually missed your ending. I didn't hear what you said. So what I want you to do is I just want you to read the last few parts and then hit that ending for me so I can understand the impact of what you're saying, okay?
Right. I took it like she hadn't finished it myself. Because and you're right, Nate, because it was like it ended abruptly.
Yeah.
And it kind of like, Lord, so I took it that you just hadn't finished it. I think there's more to that poem that you're going to add on later. A lot of times you writing, you'll find things that you'll go through and you'll do, and you say, okay, well, that's, you think it's done, but then as you go back later, weeks later, next month maybe, and then you find yourself adding more to it. Yeah. Because it's very strong, and like Nate said, you want the ending to have the same impact, even more of an impact than the beginning.
So the poem that I just referenced that I did for the Harrisburg magazine, I must have changed that ending 10 times. I first read that at the Civic Club for an event with poets. And then since that time, I've just been back and forth with the ending. And I'm still don't know if I'm finished with it, but we published it as is, and I'm happy with it. But who knows? As you revisit it. But the thing is, your voice was really powerful all throughout the poem, and the ending just was like choom. So I just want you to think about that, and I say that to everybody, not just to you. To make sure that because you're going to punch it at the end, with something that makes you say, "Wow!" It makes you think. So
she's gonna try to read over she's gonna try to read over the last few sentences again.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, try to do it.
Last few.
But think it through. Don't just say it. Don't read it because I'm telling you to read it. I want you to think about what we're telling you. Go ahead.
Okay.
If it don't take long, read it off.
Just reread
If it
it.
doesn't take long, yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah,
take.
read it from the start. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was thinking I wanted to add something at the end, but I can do that later. So it's called A Sea Full of Sharks. So it's don't be an anchor in a sea full of sharks. Don't be a liar in a room full of lies. Don't be a snake in a garden full of serpents. Don't be a storm in a sky full of clouds. Don't be an echo in a room full of voices. Don't be the smoke in a room full of fire. Don't try to be perfect in a world full of imperfections. Don't be the dampener in our room full of confidence. Don't be an anchor in a sea full of sharks. Believe me when I tell you that you are indeed a work of art.
Work of art.
Okay.
Work of art. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Work of art. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So my mind is clicking. 'Cause that's a good piece. That really is a good
That's
piece.
a good piece.
So
Yeah.
you are a work of art among what?
Read
A
it.
sea full of sharks.
You're a work of art among a sea full of sharks?
What she's saying, she's telling you not to be like a liar in a room full of liars. I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, everything she's telling you not to be like these things, these negative things.
That are around you.
Yeah, that all around you. Don't be like that at
Yeah.
all. And
So what I'm sorry. Mhm.
and she said, the one that that has a big impact to me was the don't be a storm in the clouds.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be a storm in the sky full of clouds.
Yeah.
So-
and
so
there's
for
there's another thing that was kind of
Mhm.
hard to hear it, but it was another piece that you said in there. And I thought it was very impactful. And I can't recall exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But
So
it
here's the
was
thing.
somewhere around after that. I
Yeah.
think after you said the cloud thing.
Yeah.
Would you think
Everything
do you think it was the don't be the smoke in a room full of fire?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that.
Don't be a snake in a room full of
No,
serpents.
no. It was later. It was something. Go
Don't
ahead.
be the damper in the room full of confidence.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's it.
So here's the thing. Everything that you say up to that point has a correlation. Smoke and fire, damper and confidence. But then you end by saying art and sharks. For me, that's incongruent.
Yeah.
So what I want to say to you is, your last line was because you are a piece of art. Is that what you said?
Believe a work of art.
You're a work of art in what?
What else
In a
was
room full of
sharks?
Oh, it ends like that. It says, believe me when I tell you, you are indeed a work of art. That's how it ends.
and what? You've done all these comparisons.
Oh,
The rest of the-
in a sea full of sharks.
No,
No.
I don't, that it relates to art.
Yeah, the comparison.
Oh, okay.
So you're a work of art in a sea full of Picassos, in a room full of Picassos. Picasso's like supposed to be one of the top. But you are a work of art in a room full of
No,
Picassos.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm just saying something like that. I'm not trying to give you a poem,
Mhm.
but you did all
But
that
make it
comparison,
correlate.
which was brilliant. Yeah, the correlation. You're a work of art in, okay, because you just tell me I'm a work of art, okay, but tell me I'm a work of art in a room full of Picassos, you done told me something now.
Yeah.
You know, so something like that. Just, you know, whatever but make it yours, but I'm just throwing that out there to you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I see what Nate is saying, because that part saying that will be able to capture everybody and make a more impact on those but what you said, how you had it, I was able to relate to it, maybe because I'm just, you know, I'm out there, so I'm right there with you. But everybody is not there, so just catching the average person, no person, he's right. That piece right there was saying, being that I'm a work of art in a room full of Picasso. Yeah, that really has a major impact, and it's something that really can relate, and people can get right into it, you know, because they can.
Everybody knows Picasso.
Yeah, they can catch it. You and that's in catching everybody, but you just where you had it. I mean, I was in because I connected with it.
Yeah.
You know, I connected where you was coming from, because you basically this is what I saw. I saw you saying it, and that you telling us not to be any of these things, and believe when I tell you, you are work watch. Let you know you already. You all, you know, you don't get yourself caught up in that and influenced by that.
But I go back to Neil's point when he first said, but I thought it was incomplete. I thought you're going to add more to it. You shouldn't have to add more to nothing once you're done with it. Now, I will tell you, I do add to mine, and that's the truth. Right. But I realized that, boom, there's the reason why I'm adding to what's, you know. So yeah, it did feel incomplete. It felt incomplete to me. And that's one of the things he said to you. And I remember thinking, okay, but you were right there because you were making all these comparisons. And I'm going to say it again. I really thought that when you said, because you're a work of art, and then I was waiting for that, you know.
At the end.
And so that's,
Tie it all together.
Yeah.
but the only reason why we're talking to you like about this is because you got something. It's a beautiful poem, and it's thought provoking. And so you just want to work it, you know. If it was just we would probably said, okay, and kept on going. That's not an act. That's actually a pretty good poem. Yeah,
Thank you.
well thought out poem, yes.
Did you want to say something?
I was gonna say, you work of art in a room full of paintings.
Right, that's what the Picasso is, you're right.
I like that. I think
Yeah, that Picasso ending really will, you know,
Oh,
really will.
another one that rhymes. There's so many artists out
It
there.
could be in a room of Picasso paintings.
Yeah. Or whoever artist you like, but
Yeah, I mean, it don't have to be Picasso, but something that.
into the same.
Yeah,
all
be
tie
good.
together.
the comparisons, and you gotta.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah, make
But you definitely want it to be something that, like Nate is saying, that's why he said you were Picasso, because that's something that pretty much everybody know and can relate to immediately when you say that. It's like, wow, okay, wow.
Yeah.
You know, but he's such a famous, I mean, but there's others who are famous too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Whatever, but and you know, just be a room full of, you know, whatever. It's up to you. But I'm just saying, but give it that comparison as you did all the way through. You know, somewhere along the line, you want to end with that. You know, yeah. So it is what it is.
And see, and this is the example of what you're dealing with, constructive criticism. How everyone is talking and bringing the impact into what you're saying and how you're dealing with it, and just embrace it. And that's how I had to do as a writer, because, you know, when I first started writing, I had a lot of people coming at me with a lot of different things, and, you know, I mean, you know, all kinds of stuff. I mean, people was laughing at my stuff and everything. I mean, you know, it was all kinds of stuff that was, you know, happening.
Yeah, and this helps them with learning self-esteem and being okay with getting that open criticism so that they can do better. So they learn now that it's okay when someone corrects you or try to give you a little bit more information that's going to help you. So this is good to help them with their school and in life in general.
Yeah,
That's
you know
you
what?
have to be receptive in order to learn.
There you go. That's
Right.
right.
That's the way to put it. Be
Yeah.
receptive. I mean, because everything you don't take it. I mean, some of you
No.
just kick it out, say throw it spit out. Say no, I don't.
You
Yeah,
know,
but
it's
be receptive,
your
take it
piece.
in and say, okay,
That's
well, I'll
right.
consider it, and boom. I said no.
No, don't want to change it. That's up to
Right.
you. That's no question. Now, the other thing we're going to do is, as we move forward, we're not going to say criticism. and I was told this myself. I mean, most of us say constructive criticism, but it could just be constructive reflection or constructive, whatever. But something that builds you up, rather, because as soon as you hear the word criticism, people are like,
Yeah,
well,
that's
even if you
true.
say
That's true
constructive,
too.
but
true
just
too.
a constructive reflection. I see a hand up in the back, this young man.
Yeah, true too. Word criticism can.
Oh
Miss,
yeah,
okay, we have another one that wants to do a poem, but I didn't know if you want to do your video first.
we can hear the other poem.
Yeah, let's
We'll
bring the
go to the
poem
video. We'll go to the video.
Over here so they can hear you. Oh. Say, excuse me. Excuse me. Okay.
All right.
Where you at? There you go.
Don't be the ash after the fire that creates the rest of the smoke.
Say that again.
Yeah, slow down a little bit.
Don't be the ash after the smoke, after the fire was created. No.
Don't be the ash after the smoke.
Yes.
No, say it
He's
again.
trying to add to her. He's trying to add to her poem, I think.
Oh.
Say it again. Are you trying to add to hers? Oh, you doing your own?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, do it again.
Don't be the ash that creates the rest of the smoke. Because
Don't be the,
sometimes when
What
it
color
looks,
is this?
the ash goes, yes, it is.
You added more to it. Yeah, you added more. You changed. It was good the first time. Yeah.
No, the first time you added something about, you said, don't be the ash in a room full of fire. That created smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be the ash.
In a room full of fire that created
The
the smoke.
smoke.
That's what you said the first time.
Smoke.
I messed up with something.
so what is your
Wait a minute.
what do you see as the meaning of what you just said?
Like, don't be something like when it says, don't be the ash from what did it say?
Don't be the ash from the fire that created the smoke.
Don't be the ash in a room full of fire that created the smoke.
Yeah, so like don't be like the core thing that started it. Or
Ashes after.
I know
Ashes.
like it's like in between. So like don't be the core and don't be the results. Like after, so like kind of have something with vaping. So like if you start vaping and at the end of it you're like
Because the poem has.
you have to get like a tube in your neck, so you have to talk. So like don't be the aftermath of something that's bad.
Oh.
Be the aftermath of bad.
Okay.
Can I hold
If
on?
you smoke and then you have the aftermath, you might go to your friends with a vape and say, and you might say, hey, what is that? And then you tell them, then it starts all over again because ash can restart fires.
Okay.
How old are you?
11, just turned
11?
So here's the deal.
Watch the
Here's
food.
the
Don't
deal.
No, yeah, you don't.
I'm 11.
Well, that's a very profound statement that
It is.
you made. That's a very profound statement, and it relates to a lot of wisdom. That's why I asked your age, and that's very, very powerful thought, man. Is that your original thought that you came with that?
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
But do me a favor. Can you do me a favor? Remember what you just got to explaining to us what it means? I want you to write that out. Can you think about that for a minute? In other words, instead of thinking about the slogan or the saying, actually talk about what you just explained to us about the cigarettes and smoke, and this and that.
But
So
you
have a
want me
complete.
to explain it to you?
Yeah, I want you to write it out. And
Okay.
then I want you to craft it into something that, so I want you to have a complete thought is what I'm saying. And tell us, because Mr. Owens asked you a question. He said, explain what you meant by that. And then you did, you broke it down. So what I want you to do now is I want you to actually write it down, break it down, but write it down as you break it down. And then I want you to look at it. And then I want you to play with it now that you have it on paper and you can see it, that complete thought of yours. And then I want you to craft it. What is it that you really wanted to say and how did you want to say it? Because right now you're trying to capture it in a micro bite. but you have a complete thought there. Mr. Owens just pulled it out of you. So now write it down. Think about it. What do you really want to say? Okay. And then you craft it. That's how it's done. All right. Now that's the long version. Some people want to, you just want to jump in and say something, but guess what? Get that complete thought going. All right. And then boom, it may be more than just a small poem. It might be something much bigger because you might have other parts that you're going to add to it now. Because I saw you make a gesture with your hand about a hole in the throat. I saw you said it.
It's like they have to put like a tube in their throat and then that's how they talk.
Well, hey, you may be able to use that imagery in there somewhere. That tube, yeah, that's what happened to Brother Neil. Neil's gone. Okay, hopefully he'll be back. But anyhow, yeah, so all those little things that come to mind. Now, the more that you think about that tube in the side, that's the way they talk, this and that. Make yourself some notes, write that down. Either just give yourself some liners here or to complete thought. And then craft it. Because you're onto something big, man, right?
Yes.
Give yourself a little bit more time here to really think it through. What is it that I really want to say? What is it, the image that I really want to capture? And then go back to the ashes and all that and try to expand on it. Because you're into something good. Okay?
Okay.
All right. What's your first name? I'm sorry.
Last name or first name?
First name.
LaShawn.
Okay, LaShawn. That's your challenge, man. I hope that you'll do it. All right. If you don't, Miss Pearl's gonna arrest you.
She'll have to catch me first. She'll have to catch me first.
Still got her badge, brother. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Does someone else have another piece they want to write? What's the poet sitting over there at the end? Well, I ain't heard nothing from her. Come on, poet, open up that mouth. I know you got some words.
I have to find one because I haven't.
I can't really hear you. What you said?
I said I'd have to find one.
Okay.
I haven't written anything new.
Oh, that's okay. We ain't worried about new.
While she's finding that one, we have someone else that's gonna try to recall his, because he doesn't have his phone right now.
Okay.
Shakespeare.
You gotta speak up loud so they can hear you.
Garrett?
Yeah, can you move a little bit closer?
Yeah.
I'm around.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go on that side so they can hear you.
But it's
Come on
not
up, man. Come on up.
it's not totally clear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mike, I have to bring my microphone next.
And Neil's old, so I want to make sure he can hear everything, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I was saying something out of Shakespeare, Leonardo da Vinci. I was like,
You sound much better now.
Instead of being in a room full of bodiless faces, be a faceless body that reimagines your creativity.
Okay. Instead of being in a room of, say it again.
Instead of being in a room full of bodiless faces, be in a room, I think it's the other way around. How do I say it? Yeah. Be in a room full of faceless bodies that can reimagine the creativity.
I like that.
Bottom. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a question on the bodiless faces. Tell me what that is.
When you think of a bodiless face, you think of just a torso, no head, right?
Mm-hmm.
How we're taught back in Bible studies, the body is full of sin. The body creates sin. It's sin.
Mm-hmm.
The spirit is from the top down. You know what I'm saying? The mind, the mindset, and then just the body down. It tells the body what to do. What I mean by a faceless body, I mean interact with your positivity self, like your spiritual self, interact with that. Instead of keeping the negativity or letting the negativity overflow your body like that, use your mind instead of your body.
So that's well done. So here's the thing. Now, don't lose your thought, Neil. But I'm gonna challenge you the same way I just challenged. I'm sorry, the other young man there. Your explanation is powerful. I'm getting it. So think about your explanation and write that out and then craft your piece. Because you had mentioned spirit, which I would love to hear that piece in there, and you said something about the spirit and the head and the mind, and so all that can be encapsulated in your piece, because that's what you're really trying to get to. And I'm sort of like with Neil, when you said bodiless face, what did you mean when you asked that question, Neil? How did that hit you?
Yeah, it was, it was, first of all, it was a statement that hit me. Is like, okay, I'm drawn into this statement here. Bodiless faces. I mean, wow, I want to know what that is.
So when I say like that, I mean the torso, just the torso, you're thinking with your body instead of your mind. Faceless body, you're thinking with your mind instead of your body.
Yeah, I'm with you. I connect you. Explain. That's why I want you to explain it, because I wanted to see who was on this. So yeah, I see that. And so now again, looking at that, that's very, very deep when you say something like that. And that's why Nate was telling you to think about what you mean by that and put it on, because that can evolve into a lot of other addition into what you're saying, because that can be a very powerful piece here. Because you talked about a spirit, talked about, all this about your mind doing you can this is a tape. That's what you can do with this poem. Just breaking it down, you can just take it so far with just that one statement.
Yeah.
And there's so much there to put it all together. It's just, yeah, it's deep, man. Bodiless faces. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that statement.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm not really big on Shakespeare or Leonardo da Vinci or
Shakespeare. Let me tell you something, man. Da Vinci, let me tell you something. A lot of these people, man, who are well known, and I'm gonna tell you, some of the greatest talent, man, is those who have never been discovered.
I like that.
Okay, some of your greatest talent, man, has never been discovered. I was in New Orleans about 30 years ago, and there was a guy named Stony B who had a guitar, and he was missing about 3 strings. But this man was singing, man, and playing a guitar with that missed about 3 strings on. He was still rolling. And this guy sounded like Marvin Gaye. And I was like, wow. It was just amazing. But he was a drunk, see? I don't know what it was that put him into that position, but this guy is a great talent.
Yeah.
But he was just there on the street, man.
Wow.
And all that talent. And so, just saying, so these some of your greatest talent, man, has never been discovered. So this Shakespeare, all it won't be Shakespeare. No, be you, man. You be you. That's and right. You develop your name, and then bang, you.
And let me say, that's right. Hey, Lizelle, we see you. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, excellent. Welcome to the show. And we are talking to young folks today from the True program. And this is our youth poetry night. So just welcome, and we'll get you in there as well. So we have a poem that's coming up by the sister. Introduce yourself and tell us who you are, and also the name of your poem.
Hello, my name is India Smith. I'm in 12th grade. I go to Bishop McDevitt High School, and I'm here with the True group. Today I'm going to be reading a poem. It's about, I'm only going to give a snippet of this because it's super long.
Okay.
But it's about gentrification in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So, the poem is called My Neighborhood is Changing. When I was 12, that's when I first noticed it. White flight children returned to the city, a middle-class reversion from suburban to urban. Their triple-sized streets switched to alleyway creeping in. I questioned this. I didn't see it as wrong, just thought that was how the world moves along. Like music changes to classical, jazz, disco, and hip-hop. The world rotates in new cycles nonstop, yet we always seem to repeat our mistakes. And this change was no different.
I would come to realize it was a boxing match of economic provisions. My neighbors lacked the financial ability to punch back. That's all.
Okay. Good. Okay. Nazil, you're just new to the party. You want to comment on that?
Very nice. Very nice piece.
Yeah, that's regentrification and everything. That's, I mean, and I like the people, you go from suburban to urban. You know, wow. See, that's a statement again. That's imagery. See, words and bring vision. Okay, and that's what you do as a poet. You want words that bring vision, and so that people can see. You make a statement like that, like, wow, there's a statement right there, and it hits me. You know, suburban to urban, and that's so much I can think about in that. So, yeah. But you kind of like left it, and you might want to add a little something more to that, because that's a piece that really grabs.
No, she said it's a much longer piece, Neil. She said,
yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm just going out there, because that piece is something good there. And it's something you can just add on, because it takes the listener right there. They're captured by that statement. You know, especially when you're in the city, you take suburban to urban. That says a lot right there. I mean, you just say that says a lot, but everybody can't comprehend it.
Yeah, she's talking about the reversal.
Yeah,
coming back.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
That whole reversal. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, like the way she said, the wide streets coming to narrow alleyways, which they're doing up here now in this area.
Right. Yeah. Good stuff. Now the piece you said, regentrification, is that what you said?
No, it's called My Neighborhood is Changing. It's about gentrification.
Yeah, okay, right. Gotcha. Okay, real good.
Yeah, gentrification, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's well crafted. I think I think did you read that before, the whole piece? Did you enter that into a contest? You entered that into right. Yes, well done. You won first place, didn't you, with that? Did you win first place with that, with the World Affairs Council?
Oh no, that was a different poem. I did enter this poem into AXO though, and that comes out tomorrow.
Okay. All right. And we'll find out how it made out. Good luck. By the way, for all the young folks, don't forget AXO is tomorrow. The award ceremony is tomorrow for everybody, not just young folks, but everybody. 6 o'clock down at the Whitaker Center. It's free. Please come down and support. It's going to be a great program. Much shorter this time than what we did last year. Last year was a marathon. This year it'll be a nice one. But anyhow, it's going to be a great program. So please come down and hear who won what medals and all that kind of good stuff. And there were no losers because everybody that participated, was a winner. And so it's a good thing. But best of luck to you, India. I hope that, Yeah. So let's do this here. Let's it's about, I'm going to ask Brother Chris to pull up another video for us. And Lizelle, did you have a piece that you want to read tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like our young folks always hear from, some of the seasoned poets as well. So let's pull up the video first. Here we go.
Why did you make me black, Lord? Lord, why did you make me black? Why did you make someone the world would hold back? Black is the color of dirty clothes, of grimy hands and feet. Black is the color of darkness, of tired, beaten streets. Why did you give me thick lips, a broad nose and kinky hair? Why did you create someone who receives the hatred stare? Black is the color of the bruised eye when someone gets hurt. Black is the color of darkness. Black is the color of dirt. Why is my bone structure so thick? My hips and cheeks so high? Why are my eyes brown and not the color of the sky? Why do people think I'm useless? How come I feel so used? Why do people see my skin and think I should be abused? Lord, I just don't understand. What is it about my skin? Why is it some people want to hate me and not know the person within? Black is what people label when others want to keep them away. Black is the color of shadows cast. Black is the end of the day. Lord, you know my own people mistreat me, and you know that just ain't right. They don't like my hair, they don't like my skin, as they say I'm too dark or too light. Lord, don't you think it's time to make a change? Why don't you redo creation and make everyone the same? God's reply, why did I make you black? Why did I make you black? I made you in the color of coal from which beautiful diamonds are formed. I made you in the color of oil, the black gold which keeps people warm. Your color is same as the rich dark soil that grows the food you need. Your color is the same as the black stallion and panther. Oh, a majestic creature indeed. All colors of the heavenly rainbow can be found throughout every nation. When all these colors are blended, you become my greatest creation. Your hair is the texture of lamb's wool. Such a beautiful creature is he. I am the shepherd who watches them. I will always watch over thee. You are the color of the midnight sky. I put star glitter in your eyes. There's a beautiful smile hidden behind your pain. That's why your cheeks are so high. You are the color of dark clouds from the hurricanes I create in September. I made your lips so full and thick, so when you kiss, they will remember. Your stature is strong, your bone structure thick to withstand the burden of time. The reflection you see in the mirror, the image that looks back, that is mine. So get off your knees, look in the mirror, and tell me what you see. I didn't make you in the image of darkness. I made you in the image of me.
That's breaking it down.
Breaking it down, man. Yeah. That just, and it's so clean, just so, you know.
That was wonderful.
Was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Brother Chris. Appreciate that one. Appreciate that one. Sister from New York is Lazille Powder. Lazille, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Again, we have our youth from the True program and the adults as well. We're so glad to have them on board, and they've just read some powerful stuff to us. I see a hand up back there, by the way.
Yes, he wrote another poem.
Okay, great. All right. Well, we're going to get to Lazille, then we'll bring him on, okay?
After her, didn't you?
All right. Hold it just 1 second. Lazille, give us something.
All right. This is called The Blood. That's in reflection of Good Friday, Easter and stuff. The blood. It poured and flowed, healing, transformation, transforming mankind. It splashed, washing away all sins, washing away my sins. The blood, it flowed, every lash, every pain. He felt, I felt, they felt, because I'm not the same. Transformation took place. I found my space in this race that I can relate. I tried to run and hide, but the blood was on my mind. It was shed. It ran down my soul. It ran down my feet. It ran down to the ground. I saw the blood. Before I became new, he said the blood is for you. That's what I have been told. I couldn't understand why. A sinner like me? Really? This blood can set me free? Hallelujah, praise the Lord. I couldn't understand what I did next. I poured the blood that washes white as snow all over my body. I said, this is the blood for me. This is the blood for you. The blood that spilled. The blood that spilled for me and you. It's the blood that is real. it still flows. And it still goes.
Mhm.
That was very nice, very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Uh-huh. Powerful piece. Yeah. Did you just write that?
Yeah.
Okay. You still working on it? Because I like that piece.
I have to
Now,
put
that's
some
good.
more to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured, I felt that. I
I
felt
had to
that.
put some
Yeah.
more.
Well, when Brother Owens had said that before in the early, but I felt that. But it's a good piece, though. Yeah, I get it.
Thank you.
Keep crafting it. And it's apropos for today. It's being, Good Friday. Yes, indeed. His blood was spilled.
I'm
for us.
surprised they don't celebrate it here in the Caribbean. They celebrate it.
Oh, they celebrated here. Yeah, there's
It's
a lot of
like a holiday. It's
no,
not a
no,
holiday.
some people took it as a holiday. Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about that yesterday. Some folks had off and a lot of people didn't. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have it. Yeah. But very good.
Even the Monday is a holiday. In the Caribbean.
In fact, the Pennsylvania Council of Churches, where we're headquartered, are closed today through Monday. Even Monday they'll be closed. So I get you. Yeah. The young man in the back there, he had another poem or something else he wrote?
Yes, LaShawn has another poem.
LaShawn, okay.
He just ready to get on the mic.
Mhm.
Don't be the ash that reignites the flame. Be the extinguisher that puts out the fire.
Okay. All right. It's a good thought. Mhm. Yeah. No, it's good. Mhm. Yeah, I could see that on something, Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I wrote it down over there.
Mhm. Yeah. I could see that
We
being
could
put on
expand it
something.
more, but it's nice. A nice short piece.
Mhm. Nice short piece, yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to be a poem. It could just be a powerful thought, a powerful slogan,
Exactly.
powerful,
Yeah.
Yeah. We tend to forget this is called the writer's workshop. It's not just a poetry thing. It's about writing, so that was good. Yeah. Back in the day, some people write jingles for well, not just jingles, but sayings for commercials. Someone once wrote a piece that said, "Where's the beef?" That became one of the most famous commercials in all the United States for a while.
Yeah.
Where's the beef?
Yeah.
That was powerful.
Yeah, it was, man. It
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
Wendy's jingle.
Yes.
That was Wendy's.
We
That
gone.
Yeah.
That was what?
We gone.
Well, anyhow, but thank you. That was good. Thank you for coming up with that. Say it one more time for us for the prosperity.
Don't be the ash that reignites the flame. Be the extinguisher that puts out the fire.
Okay, good. Okay. Good. Like I'm telling you, use that, hold that somehow, and then figure out how to best use that. Okay. Yeah, good. You'd be surprised how many people walk around with T-shirts with sayings on it, or whatever, and someone came up with that. And next thing you know, boom, it's a bestseller, man.
Put that by your
Few
tip.
words, yeah, a few words.
LaShawn.
So real quick, can everybody, you guys, what time do we have? Yeah, we had time. We said we were going to challenge you to do a list poem. So how many of you like to try it tonight? Everybody want to try to do a list poem? All right, there you go. Let's do it then. Let's do it.
List poem? Come on, guys.
Let's come on up and get yourself a piece of pencil and paper or something. Yeah. And the list poem literally is exactly how it sounds.
Because none of us know what this list means. So come on over here so we can learn.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
gather rain. All in together.
Now, we used to do it in a couple different ways. One, we do individual, everybody does it, or we can just do a collective. In a collective, everybody just gets a turn to add something to it, And so we would come up with a theme, whatever it is we want to write about, and then we would begin to list those things. And the key is to have imagery and flow. Doesn't have to rhyme, just imagery and flow. In other words, it kind of fits in and just goes with it, Now, tonight you guys talked about, I keep hearing about ash and fire and smoke and all that kind of, good stuff. I mean, we could go that direction or go a totally different direction. What should we talk about tonight? because that's going to determine what we do with this.
Going to the Capitol, we got
Can we
focus
focus
on
on e-cigarettes?
Easter, huh?
E-cigarettes.
Oh,
Say it again. Easter.
no, they want to focus, because they're the True program, they
Uh-huh.
would like to continue to focus on tobacco and the harms of it. So if we can maybe come up with something about the harms of, e-cigarettes or vaping or something like that.
Sure. Okay. So, thought. This is just a thought, throwing it out there. We could talk about all the harmful effects. Cigarettes will, boom, 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 boom. Vaping will, and just start keep on listing down. And like I said, we just could flow. It will take away your. It will give you the. It was It's just so. Who wants to start us off tonight? Go ahead.
Wait, so is it sentence statements? Or is it just one?
It's just will. You want to keep it short and concise. Cigarettes will kill you. Cigarettes will take your soul. Cigarettes will take your breath. Cigarettes will, and just going down like that. It's will. Cigarettes will, or vaping will, and you just literally list all those things. Then at the end you tie it up nicely, and that's the trick. If you watch, there are some real famous poets who've done list poems. They just are listing out all these different things going down. In fact, when you hear the revolution will not be televised, listen to Gil Scott Hearn. He does basically a list poem. He says, you will not have such and such, but the revolution will not be televised. You will not have, and he starts listing all these things that will not do. Spiro Agnew, he mentions him. He mentions things won't go better with Coke. He mentions that, all these different things. He's doing nothing more than a sophisticated list poem. And it's one of the great iconic Black poems of the of the modern day revolution. And I've heard it over and over and over. And, it's nothing more than a list poem. So that's what we're challenged to do tonight. And everybody, I want everybody to put your thinking caps on.
Can we get a sample or an example so we'll know? Because I don't really know if they understand, because I don't know who the rhyme rapper person was. So
that was Gil Scott Hearn. You don't know Gil Scott Hearn?
No. Oh, wait.
Okay, now Angela, I'm coming for you. You don't know Gil Scott. No, okay, so you already said it. Listen, just stick with what you know. You said you want to do something around smoking or anti-smoking and vaping, right? Let's not overthink it.
I was wondering, that's what I was wondering. We call it like the grapevine. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we was just trying to figure out what it entails. But okay, so it's, you say something, then you try to rhyme it or match it up to that.
You don't rhyme, don't rhyme. You're listing,
Okay.
Yeah, don't rhyme. You're listing.
Can I say my poem?
No, we're gonna do it.
I tell you what, let's learn by making our mistake. Don't worry about making a mistake. Just start saying it. I'll kick it off.
Okay, go ahead.
Smoking will kill you. Smoking will. Come on, somebody. No, just say it. Don't raise your hand. Just say it.
Because from developing, if you're too young.
No, wait a minute. Say that again.
Right here.
Yeah, but don't raise your hand. I gotta listen. You have to flow with it. You can't raise your hand. Put your hand down.
Oh,
You have
kill
to
you,
say it.
smoke will not heal you.
Okay, so somebody said smoking will kill you. You said smoking will not heal you.
There you go. What did you say, Miss Lil?
Go ahead, whatever someone wants.
Smoking not close to the microphone. We can't hear. Is anybody writing this down, by the way?
No.
Okay, we need one person. Take a time. We're gonna write it down slowly as we go.
Okay, so someone said smoking will kill you. You said smoking will not heal you. You said
Smoking will damage you.
smoking will damage you.
Addiction will consume you.
Addiction will
Call you back
consume
after the
you.
Wordshop, okay? Right on, man. I'll call you back. Right on. Okay. Bye.
Addiction will consume you.
Mhm.
It will also abuse you.
It will also abuse you.
People won't want to be around you.
People won't want to be around you.
There you go. Keep it going.
Smoking will be your best friend.
Smoking will be your best friend and your worst enemy.
Okay.
This is hard.
I was gonna ask, but stop it.
Smoking will cost you other valuable things.
Smoking will stop you from being able to sing.
There you go. That's good. Keep it going.
Before your time.
Smoking what?
Smoking will aid you before your time.
Love it. Keep on going.
Smoking will kill you prematurely. Before you're 89. Smoking is
We're losing it. Keep it going.
Wait, no, you only say one oblique. Oh, there's one oblique though.
Smoking is a generation. First, there's 3 steps, then you die. Because if you do smoking, you figure.
Okay, don't explain. Don't explain. Don't explain. What did you say?
That got deep.
Oh, it's a progression. Smoking is a progressive disease.
Smoking comes with 3. Let me redo that one. Smoking comes with three steps. Do all 3 if you don't know what will happen.
Next.
Smoking doesn't just harm you.
When you smoke, it touches me.
Smoking will not just harm you, it will devour you.
Okay, I like 2 things. When you smoke, it touches me. Perfect. Then you said smoking what?
What did you say? No, smoking doesn't just harm you, it devours you.
Okay. Keep it going. Try to think flow. Try to think clever. Try to think match.
Smoking is like a waterfall. If you go too far, you might fall.
Okay, clean it up a little bit. That's not bad, but clean it up. Think about it. Smoking is like a waterfall.
Smoking is like the rain. If you continue, you'll go down the drain. Ooh.
That's a nice little rhyme. I like it. I like the waterfall though. Get back to the waterfall. How can we match that waterfall up?
The waterfall, okay.
No.
A waterfall only goes down, is that right?
Yeah, that's true.
Smoking might calm you, but it must anger you.
They hate you.
Some other voices in there too. Why somebody not? I mean, I really like this guy. He's coming up with good stuff. Where's everybody else? Come on. Talking all things.
You're bringing a lot into it.
Let's hear some other voices. Come on now.
Smoking's like a tree. It could, once you figure it out, it connects with everything else. But the roots in a tree.
Okay, we can't go with that one, but that's all right. Good try. Keep on going. Let's go. Keep on going.
What else? Okay, so let's think of something else.
You said we can type. Smoking causes asthma, so you'll struggle to breathe.
I like to say it again.
I speak for the trees, Lorax.
This is difficult, right? When you're trying to put it down.
Okay, let's do this here for a minute because we're going to run out of time. So I'm going to everyone to stop. So who has written anything down? Do we have anything written down? No. I want the written down. Okay. I need you, listen. I need you, whoever wrote it down, I want you to read it. Nope. I want you, and I need you to come close to the microphone so we can all hear it. Remember, we're on Facebook Live. So just reading it to yourself doesn't help us. If you can't, give it to somebody else.
Go ahead. Read it back. Miracle wrote it down for her in India too.
Okay, let's hear a loud voice so the people on Facebook can hear it.
Smoking will kill you. Smoking will not heal you. Smoking will damage you. Smoking will consume you. Smoking will be your best friend and your worst enemy. Smoking will stop you from being able to sin. Smoking will end you before your time. Smoking comes with 3 steps. Do all 3 and you see what happens?
No, I said smoking will not heal you, devour you.
No, the 3-step part. So you be just saying stuff.
Oh, and no. Smoking has 3 steps. If you go. No,
We don't know.
I said smoking has 3 steps. Do all 3 if you don't know what would happen.
Also, that was nice. That's I love that shit.
Oh, okay, so he's giving you a little heads up on that. You wait to see what happens next. With the
Smoking
skeleton.
is a progressive disease. Smoking won't just harm you, it will devour you. Smoking is like the rain. If you continue to drink.
Okay, that's it. I like that one. Oh, did I say that?
Yeah. I like that. No, I like that.
Smoking will overwhelm you. Smoking might calm you but anger you.
Then I will be stating.
Smoking causes you to struggle to breathe, and smoking will hurt the babies.
So listen, you have put down a lot of stuff there. That's actually pretty good. So the challenge might be to take that and as a group, really kind of, clean it up and see what you can come up with for the night then. You have created a list poem. You can add to that list poem and actually use that in the course of your work with True. If you really think about it, what will smoking do to you, right? Yeah, that's and then how would you tie that up to make that something powerful, a powerful statement?
Okay.
These are all things. Is smoking really worth it? I mean, at the end, you could, ask the question or whatever. Then think about it. Is smoking really worth it? Something like that? I don't know. But that's a list poem, and that can be publishable. If you guys really just take time and don't just say something, be saying something. It's good to throw stuff out there, but also try to get all the energy in the room. People really going at it. We did that for 9/11. When 9/11 happened, we came together as poets, 25 strong. We sat in one room and we just simply started talking, but we were thoughtful. We were serious. And we really tried. You guys are thoughtful. You're the True program. You're not just saying any old thing. You're actually saying something that's real about smoking. And this is why you're concerned about young people smoking. So if you get serious about it and think about it and work with your adults that are there as well, you can create a powerful list poem that you can use. Maybe even be published in the magazine someday soon, something like that. Okay, not that difficult to do. It's just listing out all those things, but you want to have it to be thoughtful. You want to have it to have some flow to it, and it had that punchline. Yes, go ahead, sir.
You said what?
Don't be one of the infected. Be the medicine that heals it.
We gonna work on it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, it's cool.
About it too much.
Yeah.
Got a good point, but I just mean like that's
So
it. No,
listen, I know we're going to have to go off in a few minutes here because we have another show that comes on right after us. But you guys were good tonight. I appreciate you. And I appreciate the persons who read. Thank you. Great poems, both of you. And then also more than it was actually like 3 of you, but also the list poem as well. That was really well done. And so let's keep it moving. And then don't throw anything away. Whatever you do, whatever you created last time, whatever you created this time, let's start thinking about when we put out our next anthology, that's going to come from you and also from the True program, that we actually put that in our anthology, okay? And hopefully we can do that. So whoever's writing this stuff up or whatever poems you have, try to write it out or type it out so that, you can hold on to it until we're ready to put the anthology out. And,
All right.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, if you're in the 9th grade through 12th grade, we have a poetry contest coming up April 16th at the State Museum. We need you to sign up for it. And, there's cash prizes and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're also going to feature an outstanding poet he goes by Tiger Rose. He's a well-known poet here in the area. We have a young girl who's only in the 4th grade and she will be featured. She apparently has brought the house down. And this is the flyer, as you can see. Thank you, Brother Chris. And the flyer will tell you how to sign up and who to call and the cash prizes and all that good stuff. And if you have any questions at all, you see Miss Angela there, Miss Lillian, Miss Pearl, Mr. Eric, be sure and just reach out to them and, we'll like to get you on that stage on Sunday, April 16th. All right. Yep. The other thing we're going to hopefully do is feature some of you. We'd like to, if you're really, serious about doing some poetry and stuff, we'd like to feature you on our Writers Workshop one Friday night. And this be you doing your works. Okay? You have a question, go ahead, sir. The young man right there, did he have his hand up?
So we had one that they said they want to do that, so we'll work on it. We'll start writing their poems down so that they can do it.
Okay, excellent. Let's get it done. Yeah. Listen, a lot of fun tonight. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. Hope to see you next month. This is Mr. Zill. Mr. Zill, did you have a final word tonight? A little quick poem or something that you would like to say to folks?
Everything was good. I enjoyed.
Okay, real good. By the way, let me say this real quickly. The Zill is in New York. She's from Trinidad, and she writes poetry all the time. So she writes just about every day. But also, she's a very fine artist. She just had an outstanding art exhibition up in New York. I got a chance to see it online. Congratulations, Zill. Well done. And I could see it was well received. So anyhow, that's the caliber of person that we have on. And we lost Neil Owens, but he's an outstanding novelist. He's an award-winning novelist, and he's really good. So if you guys want to be connected, we have, don't forget, there's a wonderful play coming up, May the 4th through the 10th, right here in Harrisburg. It'll be a Gamut Theater, and it's called Hair Story. And it was written by poet Maria Chow, and it's directed by writer and poet Ro Brady. And both of them have been on here before, at least Ro has. And so anyhow, I hope you guys get a chance to go see that when it comes out, okay? Everybody have a great night. Thank you to the
We have one question. We have one question.
Yes.
Christian.
So does it, like, is there a certain topic or does it matter?
For the poetry contest.
I can't hear you. Said, can you say it?
For the youth poetry contest next Sunday, is there any type of requirements or anything specific they need to talk about?
No, not at all. No, it's just free and wide open. We don't allow profanity, of course, but yeah, no, it's free and wide open. Anything you want to talk about, it's just your works. And so we didn't make it where you have to write about a certain subject or anything like that. We didn't even give, length or anything like that. I would suggest that everybody bring 2 poems, though. I will say that, because if we have a little runoff or something, or we decide we want to, have like a little finals or whatever, you may want to have a different poem to, recite. But at least bring 1 poem, something that you've written, and it's wide open. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
See you now. Okay. All right. Thank you, folks. All right. Thank you, Brother Chris.